Hello Stampers, I'm Kelly Acheson at stampingup.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. So today I have a beautiful kind of summary card to share with you. It is part of the One Stamp at a Time blog hop, and our theme today is end of summer. Swear word in my house. Like, my husband just came in here a little while ago and I said, here, look at what I'm gonna make for my blog hop. And I said, it's for the end of summer, and he goes, stop swearing at me. That's a joke in our house. We love summer here, and you may be able to hear I've got fans going because it's pretty warm here in Menasha, Wisconsin tonight. We just got done with some thunderstorms, and I guess we just missed the 70-mile-an-hour winds. They went a little south of us. So for those of you in Oshkosh that have lost power and had damage, I'm horribly sorry. Oh, but I'm so glad it didn't hit here. So anyways, back to our card. I decided to use the Friend Like You stamp set because it's got these cute palm trees in it, right? Now this also comes with a set of dies that's really cool. It makes like kind of a silhouette, and the dies are called Friendly Silhouettes. Kind of a silhouette, right? So anyways, you can get both of these together with one item code and get a 10% discount on them if you want the entire bundle. Very, very cool stamp set. It's got some great greetings in it. And let's turn our camera around. I'll show you what I came up with. All right, we're gonna start out with our card layers here. I have a card base of Coastal Cabana. This is 4 1/4 by 11. I've already scored it at 5 1/2. We are going to fold on that score line and burnish that edge good. Then I have an inside layer of Whisper White that's 4 by 5 1/4. The front layer of Whisper White that's 3 3/4 by 5. And then a mat of Early Espresso that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. First thing we're going to do here is take the smaller of the two white pieces and the stitched nested shapes. So I am using the largest one from the left side here. We're going to put this right in the middle. Now, if you follow me and you know that I kind of number these, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would be number 8. So just so you can get the right size. But you want one that's going to kind of fill up the smaller white layer. I'm going to run this through my Big Shot, and I'll be right back. All right, here we go. One thing I really like about these is when you die cut them, not only do they cut out the center piece, but they put a layer of stitching on the outside edge and the inside edge. So you get that stitching on both pieces, which is pretty cool. We're gonna set this piece aside, but don't lose it because we are going to use it. I'm gonna bring in my piercing mat, and we are gonna start doing some really cool things. Like I say, some really cool things. First thing I wanna do, I've got a piece of printer weight paper, and I am going to take that and I'm going to just tear, I want kind of a hill here. So I'm kind of controlling my tear. Well, that isn't very big of a hill. Oh, I think it'll work just fine. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this so it's a little thinner. So I just made that a little bit smaller. So what I want to do here, I've got to think about this a little bit. I am going to take this piece and I'm going to use some just regular tape, and I'm going to tape it to my piercing mat. This is going to be like kind of our template. We're going to do some masking, and I'm going to put it so there's about a good inch from this corner to my typing weight paper. Now, got a whole bunch of ink pads here because we're going to do a sunset scene. Got a bunch of ink pads in different colors. I've also got a little scrap of paper here that I need the sunset kind of colors on. So I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in just a minute. So we've got Pineapple Punch, Coastal Cabana, Crumb Cake, Pumpkin Pie, and Cajun Craze for our sunset colors. I'm going to take that Cajun Craze and we're going to ink up the sponge. And then I'm just going to kind of blot it off a little bit. I don't like my colors to be like real blotchy. So I'm going to come in here with a very light touch, and I'm just going to do kind of a half circle, just like that, okay? You don't need to get too crazy with it. Then we're going to come in with some pumpkin pie. And again, I always kind of like to dissipate that ink a little bit. I just find that it works better that way for me. And now we're going to come in, and you can go right over the Cajun Craze. And then Pineapple Punch is a really bright, pretty yellow. I'm going to come in and I'm going to do the top of my label layer. Now, it looks like these are going to turn out different just about every time. Just a little bit more of that orange in here, and a little bit more of the Cajun Craze. Just like that. Okay, that looks pretty darn good. Now we're going to do the same thing to this white layer. This one doesn't have to be so particular. Kind of weird, right? But you'll see what I'm going to do with this in just a minute. Okay, I've got early espresso. I decided to use that color instead of black. And then enjoy the little things. We're going to stamp that right on this little scrap that we made. We're also going to stamp it right on our nested label. There we go. Okay, now here I come with, where'd that other piece go? Here's our little hill. Remember, we tore this from here. Now I'm going to take this hill and I'm going to add it in here, and we're going to use some Coastal Cabana. I'm just going to come in here and sponge this on. Now you notice that I don't really have to cover up the orange here. Doesn't really seem to need to be masked, so don't worry about that. Look how pretty that is. Are you kind of catching on to what I'm doing here? Next we're going to bring in that crumb cake, and I'm just going to pounce the crumb cake onto this bottom part, and this is going to be my sand land. So we've got some sand land here, and by using the Stampin' Sponge and just pouncing this on here, it really does look like a sandy beach, right? Pretty neat. Okay, I'm going to move this off to the side. Now we're going to do a little stamping. I've got the palm tree trunks. I'm going to get that inked up, and I'm going to stamp that right about here. And then I've got Mossy Meadow for the actual palm tree tops. And these are neat because your trunks fit right in between the palm fronds. Just like that. Check that out. Is that not the coolest? Yeah. Okay. Let's get our card put together. Now, one other stamp that's in this set, Friend Like You, are these cute little dragonflies, and I thought these would look really neat right on the edge of our card up there. Aren't they adorable? We're going to grab our early espresso. I'm going to bring in some Stampin' Dimensionals. I want this to be popped up. And layer this right onto Hang on, I'm not ready yet. There we go, right onto our early espresso layer like that. This piece is gonna go right in where we die cut it out of. So it's kind of inlaid. It's not kind of, it is inlaid, right? That's what we call this. And then I've got a strip of 3/4 inch Whisper White. I'm going to, again, use the Early Espresso ink pad. I'm gonna stamp the words and everything else will work out. Where'd my scissors? Here they are. I'm just going to take this and put a banner on each end. Just like that. Let's see if that's going to be, yep, that's going to be perfect. Okay, we're going to add some dimensionals to the back of this. I'm going to save those for just a second because I've got some linen thread here and I thought this would be a nice embellishment, but I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it yet. So I think maybe what I'd like to do is weave it around just one side, and I'm going to do that 3 times. So you might want to do this. It's probably better to do it before you put it on your card, because then you wouldn't have to be putzing around with this, right? But I wasn't thinking that clearly. I have to tell you guys, you know, I was off almost all last week for my daughter's wedding, and it is really hard for me to get back in the groove. Like, I messed around all day. I cleaned my whole studio today because it was such a disaster. And if you follow me on Facebook, you saw what a disaster it is because I shared pictures on there. Yeah, I'm not too proud to do that. I know that most of us work in a huge mess, and it only takes about 3.8 seconds to destroy your stamp studio once you start creating stuff, right? Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's a pretty easy process. But anyways, I do have a hard time getting going again. I don't know what it is. Here we go. Okay. Yep, I'm gonna like that a lot. Okay, now we're gonna put those dimensionals on here. I think I want to put my dimensionals right on this layer, so I know they're gonna fit in there. Here comes my banner. That's gonna, oops, that's a little, get back here. Move this down just a little bit. And this. I don't want my palm trees to be covered up. I was really lucky that didn't tear my layer, right? Sometimes you get lucky like that. And make sure that it's straight. I should get these ink pads out of here before I have a disaster. I know some of you are probably at home panicking right now going, Kelly, close the ink pads. Did you like my Pee Wee Herman voice there? Yeah. Oh, this is going to be so pretty, right? Now, we've got that other Whisper White layer. This is our inside layer. And I decided all I wanted to do with that, where did my trunks go? Do you see my palm tree trunks? Really? I know I just set them aside. Here they are. Oh, I know they were here. I'm just going to put those right down here. And then that's Early Espresso. This is my Mossy Meadow, just like that. And then I thought it would be cute again to have some of those little dragonflies. Oh, did you see that? I kind of messed that one up. Let's see how good I am. Yeah, that's pretty good. No, it's not. I don't like it. Let's try it again. I'm gonna stand up this time so I can see a little better. And dragonflies. There we go. All right. Nobody will ever know, right? Mum's the word, you guys. So yeah, this is my, hate to say it, end of summer card because I don't want summer to end. I love summer. It's my favorite season. Look at that. Oh, you guys, look at my bracelet. So, squirrel. Haley gave me this as a gift at her wedding. She bought her dad a really nice watch, and this says Mom on here. And then it's got this on here in a tree. And isn't that so pretty? It came in a box that had a personalized message to me. I think it was personalized anyways, but it told me, Mom, you're great. Stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, so what are we going to do with this little thing? Well, I decided to grab my 1 3/8 inch scallop punch. We're going to punch this out, and I'm going to repurpose. When we do the one stamp at a time blog hop, we always have a 3D item. Remember this from my paper pumpkin kit a couple months ago. This was the June paper pumpkin kit. I've got some Ferrero Rocher candies in here. And I picked this because it matches the Coastal Cabana, right? The shred that I had. Got this in one of our cello bags. We have the braided trim tying it closed here. And I'm going to take this little jewel and I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. And I am going to add this right here. And this is going to perfectly match, right? Perfectly match my card. Okay, the dimensions on that box, the crumb cake layer is 8 3/8 by 6 3/4, and it's scored at 2 3/8 on all 4 sides. You just cut, push it together, and glue it. Just promise me, if you just do that, cut it that size and score it at 2 3/8 on all 4 sides, you will see exactly how this box goes together. Of course, these were envelopes from the Paper Pumpkin kit, but you could definitely take a piece of cardstock and wrap it around here, designer series paper, whatever you would like. Just a little tiny bit wider than this box is. So there's my project for the end of summer. And summer's not ending because we didn't get summer until really late here in Wisconsin. I'm pretty sure we're going to have summer all the way through September. Fingers crossed, you guys. Okay, if you would like to place an order with me, please use this host code. You can click right up here. First of all, that'll take you to my blog. If you would like to see this exact project with all the measurements, I'll also put a link to this box video on my blog. Down below the YouTube video, there's a description and it says see more. You click on that, it's going to open up a bunch of information, and I'll have a link that goes directly to this blog post. Today is August 8th, 2019. So you'll find a link to that blog post. And again, if you'd like to place an order on my blog, in the right-hand column is an online ordering button that'll take you right to my Stampin' Up store. Use this host code or the current host code that's in that right-hand column if this is after the month of August. Once again, you guys, I would like to thank you for taking just a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with me. Make sure you click here to go to my blog. You want to check out the blog hop. Everybody's doing projects with end of summer. That could be back to school. It could mean beachy cards, you know, anything. Oh, abundance of produce like harvesting apples or garden stuff. We have some really cool stamp sets that have like some pomegranates in it and stuff like that. Everybody's interpretation will be a little bit different. I'm sure you will want to see the blog hop to get some great ideas for end of summer. And don't forget to click down here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You don't want to miss anything I have coming out. We've got some really great products coming in our new holiday mini catalog that will be available September 1st. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. And I'd be happy to send you our current catalog, big annual catalog with tons of ideas, and also the new holiday mini catalog. Mine will be arriving soon. So thank you so much. Have yourselves a wonderful Thursday. Go check out that blog hop. Bye-bye.